Gentlewoman from Minnesota.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I just wanted to note for the record, at the beginning of this hearing, the chairman had said not once but twice that President Obama had inherited the current financial mess that we're dealing with now. And while that's true, that's true also of every other president that has ever been here, but also it's true that in the case of Senator Obama, he supported all the spending initiatives, all of the bailouts, and all of the stimulus plans while he was senator as well. So this is an ongoing effort that I hope this committee can again look at and try and turn around for the better of our country in the future. And so on with my question to Mr. Bernanke. On Monday, the president of the World Bank, Robert Zoellick, said, and I quote, "The United States would be mistaken to take for granted the dollar's place as the world's predominant reserve currency. Looking forward, there will increasingly be other options to the dollar." I found this statement astounding when I heard him make this on Monday. A statement of this magnitude should concern everyone, I think, because replacing the dollar's favored role in the global marketplace with another country's currency or with a new international currency of some sort, I think would be devastating to the soundness of our dollar and to our nation's currency and our economy. Mr. Zoellick also claimed that the value of the dollar will depend heavily on U.S. choices. He asked, quote, "Will the United States resolve its debt problems without a resort to inflation? Can America establish long-term discipline over spending and its budget deficit?" And I would note that, Mr. Bernanke, I've heard you say before that you are very concerned about inflation. You are not willing to embrace inflation. I derive great comfort from your statement saying that. But I do think that Mr. Zoellick's comments are very serious questions that he's asking, and I think that Congress just needs to act to address our nation's long-term budget deficit. That's why I joined with my colleague Paul Hodes, a Democrat. I was one of 7, joining with 21 Democrats, a letter that stressed our concern about the lack of transparency and the billions of tax dollars that will remain at risk under the program, because we believe that no more funds should be used for the bank bailouts. I'd like to get your comments on Mr. Zoellick's comments. Also, the fact that this isn't just the first time. I think last week the UN came out and called for a new international currency to replace the dollar. China has, Russia has, Brazil has, South America has. It's a new refrain. It's almost like every day there's another article. And I think at this point now, in light of the comments that were made on Monday, we should take this very seriously. So I'd like you to respond to that. Also, another question I have for you, Mr. Bernanke. Under the chairman's proposal, the Consumer Protection Authority will be transferred from other regulatory agencies to the CFPA, including authority from the CTF. Section 4 and 5 of the Act provides the Commission with jurisdiction only over persons, partnerships, or corporations organized to carry on business for their profit or that of their members, which means the FTC can't currently regulate nonprofits for unfair and deceptive practices. So here's my question. Would the CFPA have broad authority to regulate all entities that provide a financial service or product regardless of their tax status, meaning like if they're a nonprofit? And here's my specific concern in light of what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. For example, it's my understanding that ACORN provides education service and financial advice to consumers. So would ACORN then be regulated under CFPA? Because this is on ACORN's website. They're a national nonprofit housing organization that opened a HUD-certified, Fannie Mae-approved housing counseling offices across the United States. And here's a quote from their website. ACORN Housing provides one-on-one mortgage loan counseling, first-time homebuyer classes, and helps clients obtain affordable mortgages through our unique lending partnerships. We look at your savings and credit history to see if you qualify for a mortgage. We can help you with credit problems and to create a down payment savings plan. When you qualify, we can help arrange a mortgage with lower interest rates, lower down payments, and lower settlement costs than what banks usually offer. It seems to me, Mr. Bernanke, from what ACORN claims, that they would come under this CFPA, and I'm wondering if you would comment on that. So if you would first comment for me on Mr. Zoellick's comments, what your feelings are about replacing the dollar as the international currency and potentially a new currency, and then if you would comment also on whether or not, in your opinion, ACORN would be covered by the new CFPA.
Well, I would just point out there's only 3 seconds remaining, so I don't think.
If I could have my time reclaimed so that my time would
No,
be
you
used by
can't
the gentleman.
claim
Will this
it.
come
It's
from
not.
my time?
The time has been
Would
used.
this come from my time, Mr. Chairman?
No, your time has. No, I will finish, please. I've asked people before, there were only 3 seconds left in your time when you got to him. I can let him go on for a little while, but not, I don't think he can give full answers to both questions. This practice of going right up to the end and then take another minute or two is unfair to other members. I'll give Mr. Bernanke 30 seconds to answer as much as he can, and the rest in writing. There was only 3 seconds left to answer 2 big questions when the gentlewoman yielded to him. Mr. Bernanke for 30 seconds.
Yes, I agree with 2 things Mr. Zellick said. The first is, I believe he said that there's no immediate risk to the dollar. It's a relatively long-term issue. I also agree with him, though, that if we don't get our macro house in order, that will put the dollar in danger, and that the most critical element there is long-term fiscal stability, which you referred to. I can't answer your second question. I don't know what the legal status of that is. I just don't know.
The gentleman from